Welcome, guys, back to the Coach Approach podcast with another episode, bite-sized episode with myself, Dominic Dorico. I've used my full name today. Jesus, oh my God, what is going on? Only my mother calls me Dominic. But guys, hope you're all well. Hope everyone is having a good day, whatever day you are listening or slash watching this on YouTube. If you are, today is Friday. It is, what time is it? It's 10 to 4. Getting this podcast done on a Friday afternoon. Had a very busy day. If you're watching on YouTube, I've had a fresh trim. Always good to have a fresh trim. Don't know anything about anyone else, but if you don't go to your usual barber, don't you feel like you're cheating? And I would feel terrible. Luckily, that hasn't happened. I've gone to my regular barber. But anyway, today's podcast, as you've seen in the title, my top five vegetables, if you want to be proper, should we speak proper English? Vegetables for optimal health. Now, I still don't like the word optimal, but I kind of still do like it at the same time. There are going to be better options based on your likes and dislikes, of course, but I find, and based on my own research and what I've learned about nutrition and having extensively gone through nutrition, foods, sources, what they have, what their properties. These are mine. They're not going to be probably everyone's because they are based on likes and dislikes, but these are my top five personally that is going to improve your health. Now, of course, for example, I've got five vegetables that I've written down in front of me that I put down. Now, of course, like some of them are going to help your immune system, and some of them are going to help, increase your magnesium input intake. But of course, if you are smoking and drinking and doing all this stuff, it really defies the point of eating healthy and stuff. So, just because I know I get this a lot, some people are having one of the vegetables that I'm gonna say in a minute. I'm low on iron and magnesium, so I'm just gonna eat X, Y, X. And I said, well, there's other stuff factors. Just because you eat a certain food group doesn't mean you are automatically going to increase the amount of magnesium or iron in your body. You still has to have an overall good balanced diet. Plus, your training, good sleep, sunlight, stuff like that. So there's a lot of factors to take in consideration. That's something I always like to put across to people, and even in my coaching, but let's get straight to the point. I am absolutely rambling on here. So my top five vegetables for optimal health for me and what I would try and get in clients to based on their likes and dislikes. Number one is spinach. And that's what I was referring to with the magnesium and the iron. Spinach is incredible. I've just listed two things, iron, magnesium, that is good for. There are other stuff, but it is an incredible source, or should we say incredible vegetable for micronutrients and for your body. It has great anti-inflammatory properties and is good to regulate blood pressure. You remember anti-inflammatory foods. Anti-inflammatories help deal with internal stress. When we get internal inflammation, these foods can counteract that. Now, spinach you can have as much as you need because they're such low in calories, so you can have it in a diet. When I'm in a fat loss phase, spinach I have twice a day easily. Okay, because I know how good it is for me. And I know I'm dropping a lot of body fat, so I need to make sure what I'm eating is really, really good. And it can go in your off season too. It can go in your off season as well. So spinach goes with so much. I tend to have it raw with my eggs. Sometimes I'll have it cooked in the frying pan. Doesn't really matter. Some things can be less and more of others, but I would say that is my top. I always have it at least once a day. I'm always getting 2 bags of spinach on my shop, and they're dirt cheap, like £1, £1.20. So get spinach in your diet. Get spinach in your diet, please. For the love of God, if it's one thing that you do after listening or watching this podcast, get more spinach in your diet. Number two. Now, if you've been following me on my Instagram, you'll see how much I bang on about sweet potato. Now, sweet potato is the best. I'm sorry, anyone that says sweet potato is not as good as white potato is wrong. Don't get me wrong, white potato is still very good for you, but sweet potato just edges it out. It's high in vitamin C, high in potassium. It really helps regulate your blood sugar as well by like quite a bit. It supports your gut microbiome. I'm not going to say big words actually. It supports your gut, guys. It supports your immune system. It helps improve that. Why would you not want to have that? Sweet potato counts as a carb source as well. Well, they're all technically some sort of carbs, but For me, when I can't, if I don't have any other vegetables, I've got sweet potatoes, and I need a carby meal today with my chicken, for example. Chicken and sweet potato, sorted, covered with vegetables, covered with protein, which I'm not going into today, covered with micronutrients from the sweet potato as well. Like, oh my God, get sweet potato in your diet. I like to have it many ways. I like to have it sometimes in the microwave. I'll just punch some holes in it and it's done in about 8 minutes. Bosh, with a bit of butter in there. Sometimes I'll boil it and I'll cut it up and I'll boil it. Sometimes I'll mash it. It depends what time, how much time I've got really. But get sweet potato in your diet. Number three, peppers. Can't understand why people don't like peppers or do not eat enough peppers. You can have it in so many things. I love it as like a combination of stuff of maybe some mushrooms, peppers, carrots, stuff like that. I really like that. So peppers, great for vitamin C, antioxidant. Now, if you listen to my previous podcast, what did we say an antioxidant was? And I gave an example of like referring it an analogy. Remember the analogy? Imagine a bike that rusts. Imagine you buy an anti-rust spray. If you spray that bike with anti-rust spray, it will prolong its life. It will stop it getting rusty quicker. What is antioxidants? Antioxidants is like our anti-rust spray for our body. We are helping the body live better, live longer, look healthier, and function better for longer. Yes, we're all getting older. Yes, we're all going to die at some point. All right. Okay. Bit of a that was a bit bitch. It was a bit of what's the word I'm looking for? I didn't want to say it in a bad way. I didn't want to press anyone, but we are all going to die. We are trying to give our body the best chance of being healthy, living long, living healthy, looking healthy as well. So antioxidants, remember, is like the anti-rust spray for our body. Peppers are great for the immune support, immune system, eye and skin health as well. We need good skin. We need good eyesight. We need healthy eyes. We need healthy skin. As I said, I'm like nearly 33 now. I think I'm looking about maybe 26, and I put it down to a lot of these foods. And you'll notice that a lot of healthy people will be eating these type of stuff as well. Now, number four, carrots, high in vitamin A, high in fiber, great for eye health, great for skin health as well, and great for your immune system. So all these things and how important vegetables are for our body is second to none. Can you have raw carrots? Yeah. I've definitely had raw carrot. Had it sometimes with some hummus for sure. But carrots are a great vegetable to have. And it can be included in many, many meals, as much as spinach, sweet potato, and peppers can as well. Carrots get in there for better immune support, better immune health, better skin, better eye health, and good for source of fiber. Now, my last one. Now, I have gone on about this to many clients. When they are in a diet phase, I say these are the two things I want you to make sure you get in if you like them. If you don't, it's obviously don't try it, but maybe try and just get used to it. But these are the two things I always say to get in when you are on very low calories. It's number one, spinach, which I've already mentioned, and this number two, well, it's number five in the list, beetroot. You need to get beetroot into your diet. I said that twice now. What is going on? Maybe it's because I haven't had another coffee in about 2.5 hours. But get your beetroot in. Why? It's high in iron, it's high in potassium, it's high in vitamin C. I'm going to list off a lot of stuff here. It's high in it helps it's an anti-inflammatory food. It's an antioxidant food. It supports the brain, it supports the immune system. It helps oxygen in the muscle. It helps promote oxygen to get to that muscle. It helps lower blood pressure naturally, so it improves your circulation. It helps reduce the risk of heart attack, and it aids your digestion in your gut. Oh my God, what on earth? Beetroot is incredible. Do you know what I mean? I haven't even listed everything off there. Anyway, I tried to do that in one breath. But beetroot is incredible. So spinach and beetroot, I will have mostly every day, nearly every day, especially when I'm in a fat loss phase. Oh my God, I don't better believe I'll be having beetroot and spinach. It is incredible. As well as sweet potato, because it's great carb source as well. Peppers and carrots. I personally love mushrooms, but obviously I'm not going to put that in my top five for optimal health. That's just more of a kind of I love mushrooms. Um, so those are my top five guys. Spinach, sweet potato, peppers, carrots, beetroot. Get some of that in your diet. The healthiest people in the world or the people that feel the best, The people that are looking the best are the people that are fueling their body with the correct shit and correct stuff. I'm not saying shit and that's shit, but you know what I mean. Um, and they are getting this in on their daily diet. You don't have to be perfect though, remember. You can have room to have other chocolates and stuff and some processed food. I'm not saying don't, but if you cover yourself in a lot of these aspects and and you cover yourself with your vegetables, cover yourself with the fruit that we spoke about in the previous episode, you are going to have a vastly much healthier, stronger body. Whew, that was a big one. That was. So get your vegetables in, guys. Um, Someone asked me the other day, frozen fruit and frozen veg. Absolutely fine. I have frozen fruit. I have frozen veg. People have told me that, oh, it hasn't got as much nutrients. What are you talking about? It is frozen at peak nutrition value. If it's from a good brand, obviously, and a good source. Sometimes it won't be, but they are holding their peak nutrition value there. They're frozen at that point, or they're supposed to be anyway. That should be fine. Yes, they might be a bit drier. Do you know what I've found right now? I'm loving the Mediterranean frozen vegetables. Go to Tesco's, guys. It's about £3.50 for a bag of 750 grams. Oh my God. Mediterranean frozen vegetables. Ah, it's the bollocks. Got tomatoes, got peppers in there, got courgine, got a few other stuff. So yeah, unreal. That and a little bit of sweet potato on the side. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed that. They're my top five vegetables for optimal health. Get them in your diet. You're going to start feeling better. You're going to start looking better. You start going to see a vast difference in your energy, in your training, in your recovery, all that type of stuff, and the way that you deal with stress internally. But as I said, remember, you can have all of this, but you could drink loads of alcohol, you could smoke loads, you don't gym or you don't sleep well. It's a combination of all these things that we need to get right and start, ticking them off. Have a wonderful rest of your day, guys. That was a fun one for me, and I'll speak to you guys soon. And if you like the episode, please give it a like, give it a follow. And if you want anything for me to cover, please let me know. Take care. See you soon.